Every single day, millions upon millions of people around the globe crack open a Pepsi and take a sip. How do we know? Because we are one of them. Pepsi's taste is a big draw. It's got this unique blend of sweetness with a hint of citrus that just hits the spot for a lot of folks. They have these unique refillable glass bottles that are gaining attention for their eco-friendly approach to packaging and the classic refreshments they offer. Plus, their refillable glass bottles are a step towards reducing plastic waste and minimizing environmental impact. Also, the glass maintains the purity of Pepsi's taste, enhancing the drinking experience for consumers. Moreover, here's a little business tip. Refillable glass bottles encourage repeat purchases and brand loyalty. You can see how mesmerizing this mechanical automation is. Even bigger packaging doesn't need a human hand. Hence, those Pepsi bottles are dispatched, so you can grab, sip, refill, and repeat. Pepsi's 1.5-liter plastic bottles are designed with convenience in mind, offering a larger capacity for sharing or extended enjoyment. Its resealable cap allows us to enjoy their Pepsi over multiple servings, maintaining freshness and carbonation between drinks. You might have noticed some grayish-black Pepsi bottles, right? Well, it has a solid reason. The shift to black-colored bottles has many environmental implications. Black bottles can sometimes complicate recycling because they are harder for recycling facilities to process. However, PepsiCo is aware of these challenges and is working on solutions to ensure that black bottles are designed to be as recyclable as possible. If you ask me, I'm not a huge fan of Pepsi. In fact, my favorite soft drink is coming in a few moments. Whenever we hear the word automation, we usually think of machines doing their jobs with a little manual help. Of course, wherever it comes to a quality check, they need a little labor. But here you won't see any single person not even peeking at these Pepsi cans. It might seem a little overwhelming, but truly I am a huge fan of this mechanical automation. It barely has the labor for the whole procedure, but of course, at the back end, they need a manual team. After all, it's not some ghostly factory running on its own at night, though it seems a little bit ghostly as they didn't have any people around, or you may catch it if you see somebody. Bottled iced coffee is being made here in large tanks, so it will be an unmatched convenience for busy caffeine lovers, or who barely can open their eyes without caffeine in the morning. Of course, I'm talking about myself. It is ready to drink straight from the bottle, eliminating the need for brewing, mixing, or chilling. This makes it an ideal choice for busy individuals who need a quick caffeine fix. Unlike my handmade iced coffee, which keeps fluctuating when it comes to its taste, factory-made iced coffee provides a consistent taste and quality. Isn't it hot? Just grab and sip the freshness. As I told you earlier, I have a lifetime food crush on one of my favorite soft drinks. Let me tell you, it's none other than that fascinating and flavorful Fanta. Its name Fanta is derived from the German word fantasy, meaning imagination, and I can't imagine more freshness coming from a single sip of that tangy hot bottle. If you like watching my videos, please hit that like button so I would know I have my audience's back, and I appreciate your love. keeping a few factory-made pizzas in the freezer is a common practice for many households as a reliable backup for days when cooking from scratch is not an option. And you really can't be doubtful regarding their delicious flavors. If we talk about it, the deliciousness of these pizzas is a result of careful ingredient selection, balanced recipes, and the use of advanced technology in production. As far as their hygiene or cleanliness is concerned, you can see they barely use a human hand, and the machines, including conveyor belts or depositors, are super cleaned. Well, they must not be planning to lose their countless customers by skipping any petty cleaning task, obviously. And videos like these are recorded to ensure customer satisfaction, as they could see how efficiently and systematically everything is being done by keeping in view our major pain point, the cleanliness. No doubt that mind-blowing fragrance of frying food can even evoke your appetite and give a pleasant vibe. Fried snacks are typically high in sodium, which can contribute to high blood pressure and increase the risk of many diseases. It is better if you can avoid its excessive intake. You might guess what's cooking. From breakfast to dessert and everything in between, crepe rolls are a versatile and delicious addition to any meal or occasion. Their soft texture, subtle flavor, and endless filling possibilities make them irresistible. Can I pinch your pain point? When it's filled with that delicious Nutella, fresh fruits, or even that rich whipped cream, they create a perfect sweet treat that satisfies your cravings. The combination of warm, soft crepe and luscious fillings is a delightful sensory experience that appeals to people of almost all ages. Even when they are served with cream cheese, they provide a flavorful and elegant starter that will impress guests. Now this is something new, even for me. These are Korean special snacks, and its first bite took us to the fresh onions chopped up nice and fine and sprinkled with yummy flavors all over the snacks. Yup, I heard that it tastes a bit sweet and salty, all covered with onion flavors. Even after you finish the last one, the yummy flavor doesn't just disappear. It leaves a happy little memory on your tongue, a gentle reminder of the party that just happened in your mouth. But I wonder how many of you have already tasted it. Today we're inside the factory where Korean spicy noodles come to life. Let's dive in and see how the noodles we all enjoy are made. First off, we're in the warehouse where all the ingredients are stored. They pick what they need for the day and take it to the main unit. This is where the magic happens. They mix simple ingredients like wheat flour, water, salt, and a special ingredient called kansui. This mix is what turns into the noodles. We get to see everything up close. They mix everything until it's just right. The dough needs to be perfect, not too hard, not too soft. That's where kansui comes in. It makes the noodles just the right kind of chewy. Watch as the already prepared dough transforms into a flawless sheet through the marvel of modern high-tech machinery and conveyor belts. This sheet steadily becomes thinner in the roller machines, reaching the precise thickness needed for noodles. The design of this equipment ensures that by the time the dough arrives at the cutting blades, it's perfectly thinned out for the next step. As we move our view to the far side of these advanced rollers, we're greeted by the sight of a thin, stretchy sheet. What comes next is fascinating. This sheet is further refined as it goes through sharp blades, turning it into curvy noodles that are exactly to your liking. Observe the elegance and precision with which each noodle is sliced to its specific size. Thanks to separators, every noodle keeps its form and spacing, showcasing the meticulous process behind their creation. Next up, we take our raw noodles and get them ready for steaming. They go into a machine where special nozzles spray just a little bit of water on them. This helps the noodles steam properly and get half cooked. After the noodles are steamed, they move on a conveyor belt to a cutting machine. This machine is pretty cool because it doesn't need anyone to help it work. It cuts the noodles into the exact size they need to be and puts them into molds with lots of holes. The whole process works so smoothly that as soon as one batch of noodles is cut and starts to drop, the machine gets the next mold ready right away. These noodles are quickly fried in hot oil for just 2 minutes. After frying, they're immediately taken out of their molds. This whole step is done without any people involved, because the machines do all the work by themselves. Thanks to these special molds, everything is organized and ready for packing quickly and without any mix-ups. We have an amazing machine to show you. It uses what we often call robotic arms to pick up cups for the noodles and place the noodles exactly on top of them. Here, machines are busy chopping green onions, mushrooms, and other dried ingredients. These ingredients are then added in equal portions to the cups with the noodles. On top of these, a packet of tastemaker and sauces is also added. This way, you get all the flavors you need for a perfect cup of noodles. Now, some more robotic arms carefully place the prepared lids on top of the cups and seal them. This keeps the flavor and freshness intact until the cups reach you. I can see how brilliantly these machines work together, preparing each cup one by one for further sealing. The cups line up and pass under roller drums, ensuring each one is sealed tight. Then, with the help of other machines, they're wrapped in plastic to make them even more secure. This whole process is done so neatly and quickly that you have to watch closely to catch all the details. And that's how these companies can make thousands of cups of noodles every day. Ever noticed how vibrant and eye-catching Korean noodle packaging is? There's a science to that too. Companies invest in psychological research to design packaging that appeals to emotions and taste expectations. It's all about creating a visual and tactile experience that complements the culinary one. This big robot is now being used for stacking, so it can handle all the boxes gently and with care. It makes sets of 6 boxes and easily lifts and stacks them in one place. This way they can be easily picked up later and loaded into transport trucks. Let's give you a closer look at special requests. See how easily the robot is working and handling this tough job all by itself. These error-free machines are very helpful in making the business successful because having less labor and making more products is always good. And these machines are doing their best to make that possible. You can bet that whether you're big or small, you won't be able to say no to these colorful wobbly gummies. We've brought them, especially for those who wanted to see this colorful party. These colorful gummies are ready, and now they're being packed in a very precise way. With the help of exact counting controls, all the jars are filled equally with gummies. Who doesn't like bubble gums? They're a must-have for everyone. Let's show you how the material for bubble gum is made and then poured into molds. Machines are really helpful for all these tasks. They easily pick up the sticky material and fill the molds through nozzles. Then, with great care, all the molds are filled up and given a slight shake to make sure the material sets well in the molds. We'll also show you how they get their proper shapes later on. Singapore famously banned chewing gum in 1992 to keep public spaces clean. The ban is still in place, though exceptions are made for dental or nicotine gums, which can be bought from a pharmacy with an ID. Have you ever tried waffles, a sort of chocolate-filled biscuits? If yes, then please tell us in the comments, because I have never eaten them before. and maybe I won't be able to leave them after today. They cut the chunk that is needed for a desired biscuit and keep it under the mold pressers, which give them a nice shape in pairs. After putting their stamp on the waffle biscuits, they send them all for baking. But let's take you directly to the filling, because there is no more fascinating sight than the way these machines pour a little bit of silky smooth chocolate on the biscuits from the molds. After leaving each biscuit line, they drop a little chocolate on the next biscuit line, and the robotic arms gently pick up the empty biscuits and stick them on the other biscuits so that the chocolate-filled biscuits can be made. This whole procedure is handled very quickly, and then they rest all the ready-made biscuits for a few minutes so that they cool down and absorb the flavors well. After that, they all reach the packing house, where they pack all the freshly baked biscuits in fancy packaging so that they can reach you.
Bringing the secret well syrup. You are never gonna know what's inside that syrup that makes you so addicted to it. Myths are that only 2 to 3 people know its recipe. And yeah, the secret recipe for Coca-Cola is stored in a vault. Anyhow, here comes the second main ingredient, carbonated water. Once it's prepared, the secret syrup is added in to give that undeniable taste. Now they are loading the entire material into further chambers for mixing and pouring it through pipes, so they can fill the bottles for you. From now on, there are a bunch of robots and advanced machines to gather up the bottles and unwind them for lining up in proper form. And you know what? Coca-Cola in its early days was marketed as a remedy for headaches and hangovers, claiming to be a brain tonic that could relieve exhaustion. Well, man, it still is, at least for many of us. The way these bottles are going through so many dance moves, I think it's just for styling purposes. Now look at that wheel movement. Whatever though, it does look great. Time to fill, fill, and fill. These nozzles are going to grab those bottles firmly and pour the drink up to a certain level. The bottles are superbly filled up with this amazing drink, and there the caping game begins. And the reason why you feel refreshed while grabbing that shiny, cleaned bottle is because they take bath regularly. It's a smooth and rapid process of putting and tightening the bottle caps to secure the flavors inside. Let me tell you some real mind-blowing stuff. In its first year, when Coca-Cola was introduced in a jug, for the whole year they would be able to sell 9 glasses per day. And now, they sell 200,000 bottles a minute. If I ask myself how much I consume Coke, I do believe this. Here they arrive. All these bottles are being stacked up to be wrapped in cardboard boxes and then in clear plastic sheets, so each box won't lose any of its partners. When it comes to enjoying your favorite fizzy beverage, nothing beats the convenience and coolness of a Coke tin can. Now, this roller coaster of some amazing moves isn't just style, but they are a unique and safe way to turn the cans upside down to dry the water droplets, and also such designs do save a lot of space. These nozzles are the best and most satisfying thing I've ever seen. How beautifully they fill up our cans with our favorite beverages. And trust me, every packaging tastes different. Next time, try it. These shiny, compact containers have become an iconic symbol of refreshment. And they're my favorite too. I mean, I don't get why I always choose a tin can over a plastic bottle. You know, during World War II, Coca-Cola played a role in the war effort. The company provided the famous Coke and a Smile to American soldiers, and a portable Coca-Cola bottling plant was even set up on the front lines. Coca-Cola is sold in over 200 countries, and its slogan, open happiness reflects its global appeal. It's a universal language that brings smiles to faces across diverse cultures. These bottles do not just keep going with the flow, they are passed through different detectors, so if any bottle is faulty, they can immediately fix it to maintain that crowing reputation. Time to stamp these bottles with the famous red and white carvings. It has been paired with some unexpected friends over the years. From peanuts to pickles, people have found unique and sometimes peculiar combinations that somehow work like magic with a Coke in hand. Special protocol for special drinks. These coverings are being gathered and piled up in the machine to create some new magic around the world. These hard cardboard are going to be molded and then stapled over the bunch of bottles for easily carrying them around. This is super crazy. You don't need to rush and tear off that plastic wrap around a bunch of Coke and leave in embarrassment. Just be smart and do exactly like this pretty lady who's easily carrying them around for dinners or maybe movie dates. More drinks. Anyone? Anyone? Ever had those days when you feel like you need a burst of energy and a mood lift? That's where such energy drinks come to the rescue. Energy drinks are like little cans of pep and cheer. Packed with so many useful ingredients, they're designed to give you a quick energy boost, helping you shake off that feeling of tiredness and get back into the groove. What makes energy drinks even more exciting is the bubbly fizz that tickles your taste buds. They have already been washed, dried, filled and sealed, all in a satisfyingly quick manner to avoid any human contact. Ever notice that any drink from a glass bottle seems to have an extra kick of fizziness? That's because glass is non-permeable, keeping carbonation locked in for a longer-lasting, bubbly experience. Cheers to the forever magic of glass, so don't toss away your empty glass bottle. Also, from funky vases to candle holders, these bottles are a blank canvas for your artistic genius. Look, this happens when you're a little hungover. All of the drinks will be neatly put back into containers so they can easily reach you. First things first, this wash extension tool gives each bottle a nice, soapy shower. Also, it pours just the right amount of soda into each bottle. It's the same as a soda scientist, making sure every bottle is filled to perfection. Once your soda is in the bottle, the capping machine comes into play. It puts a cap on top to keep your drink safe and sound. No spills and no leaks, just a tight seal to keep the fizz in. Talk about drinking and forget beer bottles? Never. So right from here, your awesome journey begins, whether want to hang out on a date, movie party, event, or anything. They are preparing your beer buddies. Grab and enjoy.